And because of that desire, Paul took him under his wings and even began to take him traveling. And now now Timothy in this time, he's about 35 years old. Paul had given him charge over churches. Now think about this. Here's a young man between 30 and 35 that are teaching and instructing righteousness to people much older than him. You have to live above reproach to get any respect. I've shared with Brother Brandon. I said, son, don't do anything that will lose those people's respect. I said, they respect you. They hear what you have to say. They enjoy your message. But if you mess it up, you'll lose all that. Amen? Mm-hmm. That's something we have to take hold of. And I'm going to tell you the same thing. You may not stand behind this pulpit, but every one of you that are sitting here today, you're known as a child of God. You're known either as a man of God or a woman of God. People look at you and they recognize you as different. Yeah. You better portray yourself as different. Hello?
Yes. Amen.
I don't care how much they make you mad. I don't care what they do to provoke you. I'm going to say that again so everyone can hear it. I don't care if they provoke you. You're a man of God. Walk away. Love them. Hello? We're tempted to smack them. We're tempted to knock them out. Mm-hmm. Amen? Mm-hmm. We've had some stuff in our own personal life that Ann had a problem. She wanted to do some physical harm. Amen? I'm going to tell you something. When people hurt your children, I don't care if they're babies or they're grown. You want to defend them.
Absolutely.
Marlene has some babies that she's still defending.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, babies.
Oh, yeah. She defends
When your
them.
daughter had problems in her throat, it wasn't a physical defense, but it was a spiritual offense. You went in you engaged, didn't you, baby? You engaged in the warfare. Amen? Thank God she found out it's just some type of inflammation. They're going to be able to correct it. We were concerned it might be cancer, but thank God Gal's doing better.
Amen.
Amen?
Yeah.
Amen. So let me get back into our message here. It says, but thou, as I said, he's talking to Timothy, O man of God, flee these things and follow after righteousness. Look, how many of you know what flee means? I wish Brandon was here because I taught him that when he first got saved, and whenever I ask that word, he comes up with it. What does flee mean?
To run in terror.
To run in terror. Somebody else has been listening to me. Thank you. Amen. Paul is saying, he tells us to be courageous, but yet he's saying, run from these things. Run from wickedness. Run from temptation. Run from fornication. Run from ungodliness. Because see, though you may be strong in the Lord and the power of his might, there are some things that you're not strong enough to whoop.
Right.
I'm going to tell you something. I wouldn't be concerned about any of you when it comes time to putting the devil under your feet. I know all of you know how to put him under your feet. That's not the problem. The problem is when temptations come. See, Sister Bibi may not be tempted with the things that I'm tempted with, and I'm not tempted with the things she's tempted with.
Right.
So whatever comes my way that she's tempted with, I can just brush it off and walk on. But there may be some things that she has a weakness that I don't know nothing about. And she don't want the devil to know because she don't want him to keep on bringing it back to her. I heard a testimony years ago. They said a little old lady, she was up in her upper 80s, close to 90. She got up, she stood up and said, "The devil's been fighting me all week." But I ain't going to tell you what he's doing because I don't want him to know it's affecting me. Amen. See, what tempts me and what tempts Brother Wally could be the same or might be entirely different.
Right.
Amen.
Right.
So I don't have a problem with putting the devil under my feet. I have a problem when temptation comes my way. Because I have to learn to overcome and to conquer it. There's a lot of things that I had a problem with in the past that doesn't bother me anymore. There's things that I struggled with, that I fell flat on my face time after time after time after time, that don't even bother me now. I laugh at it now. Amen. I don't laugh in pride, though. I laugh in humility, knowing that, amen, I still have to be careful. Amen. So Paul said, flee these things and follow after righteousness. In other words, what's righteousness? Righteousness is doing the right thing in the Lord. In the Lord. See, you can do the right thing and not be in the Lord. You understand what I'm saying? You can be doing the right thing for the wrong reason. All right, does anybody understand what that means? There are a lot of good organizations that does the right thing, but they do it for the wrong reason. They do it for personal accolades.
Recognition.
They do it for, financial gain. They do it for reasons that's unbecoming. I'm thinking of this charitable organization that the Clintons have. Not trying to get political or not bashing the Clintons, but they were always talking about white privilege, how white privilege is wrong. But they have their daughter who got out of college and immediately was hired to run their charitable organization, making $900,000 a year. No, that's what I heard. And whether it's true or not, I don't know. But I would like to get out of college and get a job right out of college, making $900,000 a year.
A lot of college there's.
Man, I'd like to do that now after all these years. Give me $100,000, I'd be happy. Amen.
College graduates that work in McDonald's.
Yeah, but see, are you listening to me? Mm-hmm. There are a lot of people that do the right thing for the wrong reason. But when you're doing the right thing in the Lord, in other words, He's leading you, He's guiding you, He's telling you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. That's righteousness. Amen? So he says, follow after righteousness. Follow after godliness. How many of you know that you and I are called to be godly? What is godly? Remember the slogan that came out, I don't know, maybe about a decade ago, what would Jesus do? That's being godly. If Jesus would love the unloving, then you love the unloving. If Jesus would turn the other cheek, then you turn the other cheek. If Jesus would feed the poor, then you feed the poor. If Jesus, whatever He would do, whatever God would have you to do, you follow His image. You allow Him to do a work in you to make Himself be expressed through you. That's godliness. Said to follow faith. In other words, what's faith? Just trusting God. Faith is just simply trusting God. Love. Now here's the hard part. You see, it's easy to love you. You all love me. It's hard to love the ones that don't like you. Those are the ones you're supposed to love. That's right. Are you listening to me? Love the ones that hate you. That's where it's difficult. But that's what God says to do. He says, patience. Lord help us. I like what Brother Junior used to say all the time. Our pastor down on West 6 after Brother Pierce left. He used to say, like the man said, give me patience, Lord, and give it to me right now. Amen. Patience or long suffering. Sometimes it's difficult to be patient with people because sometimes they just get on your nerves.
Your last nerve, too.
There's some people that just really, know how to push the button.
Yep.
And if you